Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. It's Thursday. It's Korner Booth pregame.
Hey, is this thing on? Hello, testing.
No debate, cause it's over. I'm too official, got the drip, I got the sauce. Bring the proof when it's time to tell the truth. I'll be at the corner booth, find me in the corner booth, yeah. Still standing and defiant. Slay the competition, cause I'm walking like a giant.
What's up, Twitter world? There's my little OJ.
He's got an autographed OJ photo.
Has anybody heard the story about the Glizzy guy?
He fits today's generation. Like,
Oh yeah, speaking of lady basketball players, Lola Bunny, bonkable. Yes or no?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to the Korner Booth podcast. I'm your host, Jerry Clem. It's been an interesting 48 hours in sports. We had a Simpsons football game yesterday. That was interesting. My favorite meme is that Ralph Wiggum has more touchdowns this year than OBJ, and I think it was Trey McBride and 4 other receivers. I was like, that's just hysterical. Either way, happy you're here. We're happy to be back. We did a Tuesday show this week because everyone's schedules kind of got a little wonky. Going forward, we'll announce obviously Sunday night if we're doing a show Sunday or Tuesday, and Monday or Tuesday. Other than that, keeping a lookout. A lot of cool little changes coming to the Korner Booth as we move into the new year. So it'll be fun. Got some MLB free agency today, as well as a review of all the games of our abysmal picking week. I don't think anybody shot above 500 this weekend.
It was bad. It was really bad.
Oh my god, it was a bloodbath. Every year, championship weekend is like a death sentence for all of us. It does not matter who it is. So it's not even if you can stay above 500. It's if you can kind of kick it up a notch and just stay close to 500 or just enough so you get a little separation. I think Matt's still in first place to hit his upset pick.
I didn't.
Why did I freaking take Cleveland? I should have, the Rams pick, honestly, we all should have taken the Rams pick because you know what?
I know.
Just because we all poo-pooed it, you knew they were going to win now.
I wanted to so bad, but I was like, I just don't see it. And all of a sudden, freaking 44-42 was insane. I had the Dallas Cowboys as my upset. That was close. But
I had the Giants.
Dude, Graham Gano's gone. I don't care that he's hurt. He's gone.
yeah. We about to get a lot more players. New kicker, new quarterback, new offensive lineman, new corners. Who knows?
I love your optimism. I love your optimism.
Pop-Tart Bowl. Congratulations.
I'm excited. You know who's playing the Pop-Tart Bowl? Cam Ward and Damian Martinez, because that's what real G's do.
And
I love it. Shout out to Shadar Sanders for talking Cam Ward into playing, by the way. I got to give him his love there.
And Restrepo, right?
I don't know if X is playing yet.
He's a pesky MFer, especially in Ultimate Team.
Love X. He's one of my favorite players, but I hope he plays. Iowa State should be scared.
You play them?
Yeah, Iowa State.
Oh, wow.
We kind of got a weird matchup. The bowl selection committee and the CFB committee, they don't like Miami, and it's really funny.
So they kicked them out of the playoffs, but even though you guys only had 2 losses?
Yeah. Listen, it's okay. I'm rooting for the most absolute chaos possible. They did do right by me because I kept Alabama out. That was good. I was very okay with that. Because here's the kicker. At the end of the day, it's not the worst. I mean, listen. Do I think South Carolina and Miami deserve to be in? Obviously. Do they need to be in? Not really. Do I think the SEC is a dying conference? I do indeed. Doodly do. Because here's the thing is Georgia ain't winning Natty. It's going to be those quack attackers from the north.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, imagine a little Arizona State Natty.
What if it's Boise State?
Dude, here's the problem. You have a one-dimensional offense. It don't get you past maybe the first round.
I know. I just thought it'd be great. I love to see I love to see things that people don't want to see. But
I love chaos. especially when my team's not involved. Maddie, we went through this a couple years ago. You watched the NBA, we watched the playoffs together, and you're like, dude, who you rooting for? I'm like, pain. I want the favorites to be inflicted with pain. See, in the NFL, it's a little different because we're the ones inflicting the pain. And in basketball, as our teams finally started, I think Minnesota is actually on a winning streak in the past 2 weeks. No, I think they're actually winning games now. They lost to Golden State, but that's early. My favorite take is that the Timberwolves are falling apart. They shouldn't have traded Cat. I'm like, it's 12 games into the regular season or 12. Like, what happened? The overreaction train. Oh, they're going to trade Edwards. I'm like, what?
You guys need like another person.
It's great. Is this what like being at the top in basketball, where like you make one wrong move and now everyone thinks you're cooked?
I mean, he's playing pretty well in New York, but I mean, you guys got Julius.
Listen, I love Julius Randle. I think he's great for the team. I think he's a better fit down the line in the playoffs if he can stay healthy. I'm not a fan of Cat's fit. I know him and Ant were boys, but I know Ant also wanted to kill him in the playoffs when he'd huck up 40 bad shots and disappear in games.
Now he wants to kill Gobert too sometimes.
Yeah, but Rudy's also the lovable. Rudy's the lovable tall dummy. Everyone loves him. All right, so CFB review. Nate, if you'd like, we can pull up quick. If not, I think I can actually read off verbatim. I'm not even going to attempt to. Honestly, I was going to try to. But the teams of the buys are obviously Oregon, Georgia, Boise State, and I believe Arizona State are the teams that buys. Yep, there it is. Gotta love it. So the Clemson versus Texas, great. Tennessee, Ohio State, love it. I think Tennessee's kind of the weird man out in this. I think they're going to get killed. I think Miami's better than Notre Dame, but the other one lost. Can't knock that. SMU, Penn State, that one's going to be fun. And then Indiana, Notre Dame, I think it's going to be a good game too. Indiana's, I think, is a joke as well. But listen, their record, their major conference.
Wait, Penn State's at noon? It's not even fun. Should be at night.
Then 9 a.m. for you.
Yeah, they're trying to kill the vibe before it starts, which I love.
That's boring, man.
They're trying not to give them home advantage. I love it.
Dude, I have a newfound respect for you West Coast fans because I could not fathom. Like, I'm just thinking, like, on a Sunday with my favorite college or football team plays at 9 or 10 a.m. And let's say by the time 12:30 comes, they get blown out the water, and I'm pissed off the rest of the day. Now I got to go to the gym and just have the worst workout of my life because I'm just
watch
miserable.
The afternoon games and try not to like run through a brick wall.
That's why I enjoy the afternoon games. Like on Sunday when the Giants played, I didn't even wake up for it.
Yeah, I know. I was texting you. I'm like, I need access. Nate, this stream's not working.
I see Jared's text. I'm like, all right. I put I sent you the email, I think, Jared, and then I was like, all right.
I was like.
Once you were good, I was like, all right, I'm out,
working.
Man. I was like, 2 more hours of sleep. I need it. That's like,
gotta go on Crack Streams 2.0. Use meth streams.
Hey, shh.
No,
could be watching.
Oh, never mind.
What are we gonna do when the Christmas Day games come? No.
Everybody, look at the camera.
We're basically
memory deleted.
We're basically gonna be like, oh great, now we gotta have it aimed at Pat Mahomes' butt cheeks now instead of Mike Tyson's. At least Chris Collinsworth will get a kick out of it.
I know the servers is gonna go down on Christmas, like at least once.
Oh, it totally will. Totally will.
It has to, man. Ain't no way.
Oh, by the way, boys, welcome to the second worst week of the 6-pack. Because there's only one college game, and it's not even that. Actually, no, it might be fun. Navy versus Army.
The uniforms, you seen those?
They look sick.
Which one do you like the most? I like Navy's.
I'm more of an Army guy myself, okay. Unfortunately. Best friends going into the Army, friends who are Army veterans. I kind of have to go Army, but Respect. The Navy ones are always cool. So yeah, this is the week. It's 5 NFL games in one college game.
That's not fun.
This week is so. This is either where Matt pulls away or like falls because Matt kills us on college games, but NFL games, he's whiffed a couple.
We can just do over under on like how many times they're gonna run the ball together, or how many times they throw the ball. There you go.
We'll just pick the game.
Yeah, unfortunately,
it's actually a closer game than people think. It's only 6.5 point spread
in favor of Army.
Yeah.
Who's Army playing?
Navy.
I just want to see if you.
Woo! All right. We'll talk some NFL in a little bit. We'll talk some college games as well. Any other reactions on CFP before going to baseball free agency?
I'm like you. I just want the chaos. So I will love an Arizona State natty, but like I said, that's because nobody wants that but me, or Boise State.
I love their
something
head
like
coach. He's so much fun.
Also, I'm excited to see potential future New York Jet Drew Aller out there slinging that ball.
Potential New York Jet Cam Ward.
Yeah, that's well.
Because
Let's
apparently
be
the
honest.
Raiders are gonna.
Oh, okay. So he's okay with the Jets, but not the Giants.
Oh yeah, you're in the division.
Yeah, you're in the division, Nate. That's the split. That's the only. That's Nate. It's like I wouldn't want. Like I want Shador to go to the Cowboys
I wish I was a Panthers fan.
because I
or a
want the
Chargers fan.
Raiders, my uncle's team, to get Cam Ward. I want Cam to go to a team I can root for because I love
know.
Cam. He's resurrected my program.
How do you
Cam.
really feel about Miami being out? How do you really feel? You know, like it's
I
like
was okay with it when I realized our defense couldn't stop anybody. Our defense was elite up until we started getting a lot of. Our secondary is terrible. They're all young. They're freshmen, and our defense coordinator is a moron. He has the IQ of a kumquat. Seriously, how do you not adjust to big receivers? Oh, their 6'5" receiver leads the damn country in contested catches. Let's put our skinny ass 18-year-old freshman on him and have that work. It didn't. And yet we were still in the game. I'm not mad about it because I'm mad for X and I'm mad for Cam Ward and all of our seniors. I could give a crap. I knew this year we were going to. The second we had all those injuries, this isn't like the NFL. You can go sign somebody. OG Federic is going to be a first-round pick in 3 years out of corner. He's an amazing athletic kid. There's a lot of good players in that defense. But the problem is when you only have 2 starters left from your original from back 4, it ain't going to fly. Guys are going to take advantage of you. So I got much love for Miami this year. It would have been great to make it. Just had my heart broken.
Yeah.
But you know, listen, we're a better team than Clemson. We're a better team than Indiana. We're a better team than Notre Dame. And probably a better team than Boise State. But
not SMU.
Yeah, we're a better team than SMU. Listen, I thought SMU was better than us, and then I watched them get punked by Clemson.
Didn't they come back? Well,
yeah. I saw all I needed to see.
Fair enough to me, boss.
SMU, LSU, OSU, none of them better than the U.
Goddamn right.
You're inner Shannon Sharp. I like it. I like it.
All right.
Just to set the record.
Manny made the funky comments. You get center stage now. Maddie, baseball. What's happening?
Oh, no.
All right, let's go down the list of what I just wrote down. So free agency in baseball has taken off. Not too many insane signings or deals. Yeah, there have been a handful. Yeah, okay, we can start with the first one. All right, so let's break that one down. So I am at peace. I'm at peace. I've had a couple days. It's hard to be angry when you're not surprised because the Mets have the richest owner in baseball. He just continues to increase his value. I've said it before. Nobody was going to outbid the Mets for him. It was going to be, is he going to go for the money or is he going to choose to stay where he was just recently at and had success with, and he chose the money. Now, the difference between the contracts, I believe, was about a little over somewhere between $3 to $4 million more per year with the Mets and the Yankees. So not a big margin. It was a $765 million deal compared to a $760 million deal. There are reports about Juan Soto upset with security because security wasn't letting family in, which I agree with Juan Soto on that part. I mean, come on, that's one, he's a superstar. Two, it's family of the team. I don't understand why you had to give him a hard time. The sweet thing to me is just BS. Listen, I was telling Nate in the lobby, if you're Juan Soto, if you're Aaron Judge, if you're Garrett Cole, if you're Francisco Lindor, Pete Alonso, Ronald Acuna, guys like that, I can understand wanting to give them a suite for the family, but you can't just give them, I'm sure. I'm not going to give Austin Wells and Jose Trevino a suite. They have not earned that. So I don't really, if he went to the Mets because of a suite thing, that is stupid to me. But I also think, look at the Mets. They had a lot of fun this past year with the gimmicks, the Hawk Tua, the Grimace stuff, the OMG concert, the City Connect jerseys, the fact that they can have facial hair if they want to. And they went to the NLCS, which they weren't supposed to go to the playoffs. So I understand they had a lot of success. They have fun, and he probably wants to go have fun. There's nothing wrong with that. He's 26 years old. He's already got a World Series ring. He's going to be a Hall of Famer eventually. So, like, why not just go have fun and see if you get a ring in 15 years? So we'll see what happens. Also, sneaky with the Mets. In 5 years, when he can opt out of his deal, the Mets can agree to increase his annual earnings in his contract per year up from $51 to like $55 million. And if they do that, that locks him back into his deal. He's with the Mets for the rest of that tenure. But that deal does increase from $765 to $805 million. So that's something to keep in mind. So Juan Soto's a Met. Congratulations, Met fans. I'm not upset about it. I don't dislike the Mets. I'll be honest with you. You know what? I'm happy for you guys. You finally have something to look forward to. And I fully understand because I'm a Jets fan and I envy that. Anyways, so Soto is a Met, 15 years, $765. Opt out in 5 years. Can opt back in with increased money in this contract to make it $805 million. Max Fried to the Yankees just happened maybe 10 minutes ago. 8-year deal. I believe he's 31, so he'll be 39 when it's done. $200 and something million. It's a lot of years, but you know what? The rotation's set. I'll take it. Garrett Cole, Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, Luis Gil, and then Schmidt and the fifth hole. I'll take it. I think it's a great deal for the Yankees. Solidifies the starting pitching. Let's see what else they can do. Going forward, Giants, Willie Adames, 7 years in the outfield. Dodgers, Michael Conforto and Blake Trinan. Orioles got Tyler O'Neill for 3 years and old man Gary Sanchez, 1-year deal with the Orioles, making his journeyman career around the league because he can't stop a freaking ball in the dirt. Besides Soto, Mets get Clay Holmes for 3 years, making him a starter in the rotation. Man can't handle the ninth inning. He's probably goes 7 out of 10 in the 8th inning, and he's great in the 7th, but we're going to make him a starter. Frankie Montas, 2-year deal with the Mets. Loaizaga gets 3 years as well with the Mets. Phillies get Jordan Romano 1 year. That's a great reliever from them. A's, what's his name? Nate. He's right
Luis Severino, baby.
Luis Severino, largest guaranteed contract in A's history with a 3-year deal. Dodgers also get Blake Snell for 5 years, which is big. Now, people were saying
they are cheating.
The people were saying the Yankees were stupid because it came out that they passed up on Snell because of Soto. You know how bad the turmoil would have been for the fan base to lose Soto to the Mets, and because you went after Blake Snell committedly, you know how bad that would have been. So I don't blame any of the Yankees for going after Soto over Snell. And then to end it off, very lackluster here, but not a bad signing. The Angels got Yusei Kikuchi for 3 years.
Shout out to Cuzzo.
And recently, the Toronto Blue Jays just traded for Andre. What did you say?
Shout out to Cousin, baby.
The Blue Jays just traded for Andres Jimenez.
Ooh,
Nice.
That is what we got so far. There are obviously talks about the Yankees and Walker. The Houston Astros are, which, you know what, I'm okay with them not doing that because Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is going to be a free agent next year. I'd love it, but also, but you know what? We might have to get Walker because I'm going to have to compete with Steve Cohen for that contract, which I don't want to do again.
Here's my dream scenario, right? So there is apparently a trade in the works for. Oh, I can answer this in 30 seconds. Cam Ward, not even question. Right. More experience, less of a head case, just wants to work and throw touchdowns.
I think.
But it's the Raiders.
I'm the Raiders. Yeah, I know. But the smart move is Cam Ward. Shadora comes with a circus, demands all these things he hasn't earned. Cam Ward's just like, I'm going to go out and throw 40 touchdowns. Watch.
The Raiders will cater to every single need of his because that's the Raiders' thing to do.
He'll be a terrible pro because it'll be Ryan Leaf 2.0 if he goes to Raiders. If he goes to Dallas or he goes to the Giants, if he goes to Dallas, goes to the Giants, goes to teams, or even goes to what's another big name team that needs a quarterback?
I mean, besides the Jets, or
I say Jets with the Jets. Yeah, let's just say like an established franchise like the Giants, who won't be like, sure, Shador, we'll have your entire entourage come to practice on Wednesday, or we'll have your father zoom in for games.
Ooh, Tennessee's a good one. Matt just said it. Tennessee.
No, they're gonna keep Levis for one more year.
Ew.
Listen, say what you want about Will Levis. Dude's got a cannon, and dude never says die on a play.
Listen, I mean, hey, there's a certain AFC East quarterback up north that was pretty bad in his first year or so with his accuracy, and just the right OC came along and made him a MVP type quarterback in Josh Allen. So right coaching.
I know. All it takes is coaching.
But back on track, there has been nothing as of recent with MLB free agency moves wise that I'm seeing yet. There's a lot of speculations, but I don't know if anybody guys has some predictions, things that they're looking for.
Montgomery to the Cubs because he opted back in with the Diamondbacks for Cody Bellinger. That's the move that everyone's been hearing. Bellinger to the Diamondbacks, which would be, I said this to Matt in the lobby, imagine Bellinger in that ballpark. He'd probably hit about 50 bombs. Just, there's no wind. It's just dry air. He can hit the ball for days.
And you get rid of your favorite player.
I cannot wait to see 52 hit the trail, man.
Bye-bye.
See, the thing is, like, my wish list is all around the same. I would love a fifth starter, a new closer, because God forbid if I have to see Paul Sewell come out in the ninth one more time, I am going to rip my whatever's left of my hair out. I would love Paul Goldschmidt to come back. I know it's kind of a dicey situation. Listen, if we can't get Walker, but our trade up is we get Bellinger, we get Jock Peterson back, and we get, because the thing is, we can't keep, apparently the word is Bellinger and Goldie aside, we can't keep either Jock and we can't keep Walker. So one of them's going. If we lose Walker, I'm really happy with the alternative. If we lose Jock, I'm happy with the alternative. I love both players equally. Jock is been like a favorite. He became a fan favorite this year. But the fact that there's a shot for us to get Bellinger or Goldie back would be sick. Also, Bellinger hitting home runs off his former team would be great.
The A's should sign Corbin Burns.
No
What?
way.
No, should.
Oh,
Guys,
I
chill.
almost lost my damn mind. I'm like, what?
Chill.
All right, Mason Miller on his way to Arizona. Let's do this.
No.
Oh my God. I was about to say, why are they caring? Not like that's a bad thing, but like, why now are they caring? They're going to a 12,000.
I was looking at the free agents. They should.
Oh my God. You
Mason
had me
Miller
for a
to the
second. It's like,
Diamondbacks
no
with the
way.
deadline. Him and Justin Martinez, nobody's hitting the eighth inning pass.
Do you think like do you think the A's are just going to wind up being like the Baltimore Orioles in a couple years when they get to Vegas, or do you think they're just going to take it seriously once they get to Vegas and start buying?
They're
guys
slowly taking it seriously. You can tell. I mean, the Severino thing, right? I think we can all agree it's the first signing we've.
That
I
did
think also
surprise.
that was to get them out of trouble for not spending money for the last 3 years.
That did surprise me because I expected the A's to either just like not sign anybody or go for guys like a Gary Sanchez signing that's so minuscule. But the fact that they locked up, but then it's funny because they also locked up Luis Severino before any other pitcher. So it's kind of like, were you afraid to go for the big guys, or
I'm like, you're swinging at the has been sweet.
Did you hear why? We tried to get Bueller, right?
No way, really?
Yeah, but you know why he said no? Because he'll be pitching on a minor league field, so he said no.
Well,
We'll take Bueller. That velocity in our ballpark, he's either going to get slugged or throw a no-hitter every game.
Yeah, plus you'll be playing. You guys are a major league field, unlike the A's.
I'm also just trying to stick it to LA as much as possible. All right. Nate, anything else you want to talk? You guys, anything else you want to talk about baseball before we get into NFL and college game reviews?
Nah, man, I'm just looking forward to the A's next year. Going to see some games in Sacramento, and I hope your Diamondbacks and Matt, your Yankees, make some good moves because I know my team isn't.
Fair. All right. Starting college.
Let's do it.
This game was ugly.
I put Georgia on the 6-pack. I just let y'all know I picked Georgia. I was drunk on Thursday when I made the list, so I put Georgia.
You don't drink.
I was drunk on Dr. Pepper.
We all picked Texas. We all lost.
Chris picked Georgia? No, he switched it, huh?
Yep. Me and him both picked Georgia, and then we switched it on the first drive of the game before any team scored. I think this drops Quinn Ewers to a borderline second-round pick this game.
Thank God.
He looked
finally.
awful.
Someone says
he looked awful.
I told you, boss.
Nate,
yeah.
he has regressed so hard the past 3 months.
Uh-huh.
Because what I saw in September was an NFL caliber quarterback. What I'm seeing now, he needs some coaching. Also, I know the ankle is a problem. I know the ankle is really effed up. But dude, it looked like he was gun shy. Also, I think Sark just didn't know how to call plays for it.
The run game was terrible.
Oh my god, it's awful. So I blame Sark more than I blame Quinn Ewers, but also congrats to Georgia, man.
Rough.
Who's that coming down the track? God bless Pat McAfee.
Shout out to
Timmy Chalamet, man, was unreal on game day. I was like, wow.
he was good.
Dude,
He knew his ball.
He knew Maction stuff. I don't even know Maction stuff.
This man picked Ohio in front of a sold out crowd over there and just said it with a straight face. I'm gonna go with Ohio Bobcats, and they defeated Miami, Ohio.
Yeah.
Miami, Ohio.
My favorite was with the Aaron Rodgers scared meme underneath it when he was like he knew it. We're going to the next one. Oh, Matt, unless you had anything on Georgia, Texas.
No, I just that game made me not want Quinn Ewers anymore.
Would it
Their
make
backup
you want Gunnar Stockton in 3 years?
Oh, hey, he was good,
bro. So I've been on the Gunnar Stockton watch for a while because, stupidly enough, one of my Road to Glories went to Georgia. I played alongside Gunnar Stockton. Dude, even in the game, he was nasty. I was like, I wonder if this kid's as good in real life. And then I saw him on Saturday. I was like, oh, okay, they didn't miss.
He's got some juice.
Here's the thing is like Georgia puts Gunnar Stockton in for playoff games. That's a different Georgia team. Listen, I love Carson Beck. I think his problem is he's Carson Beck. I think he is he is a Stetson Bennett without the Stetson Bennett charm. I think, hey, listen, we've had freshmen win the national title before. Ask Big Bad Cardell Jones. So it's possible. So I think Georgia is my number 2 ranked team on who I'm scared of the most if I'm Oregon. If they start Stockton, if they start Beck, they're like 5th. But speaking of Oregon in a game that was a lot closer than it should have been, shout out to Penn State for putting up a fight, man. They came in swinging. I think Penn State is the second best team in the Big Ten. They are. Yeah. Third is Ohio State. Well granted for both teams being second and third, because I think the Big Ten with the two it's really funny how a Pac-12 team won the Big Ten and won the Big 12.
Yeesh. And
a Big 12 team almost won the SEC. It's almost like the conference strength is gone. Even though for the ACC, we almost had an AAC team win but that was also because the best team in the ACC didn't even play in the game. So
Cal could have won too, but we lost to Miami and everything went downhill. So
you had to, what? Honestly, that was perfect. That was perfect joke timing. All right, Dylan Gabriel looked great. Offense looked great. What scares me is, dude, they were struggling stopping Penn State's offense down the stretch. Penn State was able to move the ball quickly and efficiently, and it just came down to who had the better quarterback at the end of the game. I still think, though, the best coach in this playoff is Dan Lanning, and it's going to mean they will probably win because of Dan Lanning. So shout out to Oregon for just putting the screws to him. It was great.
Why are all the good coaches named Dan? Dan Campbell, Dan Lanning.
They only came up with 2 because then you could go into
Sorry. Yeah. That's all I could think of.
From Dan to Dummy. I'm sorry, Dabo.
Jeez.
Clemson, man.
Pretty good game.
Yeah. Dude, I got to give SMU credit. They fought back. That was an incredible showing of gut and grit, and that's Rhett Lashley for you. That's why I'm so high on this dude. Honestly, if we were ever to let Mario go, the guy who I want to pick up the reins is Rhett Lashley. He was our OC. He was great in Miami. He got the best out of Derek King, Jarrett Williams, all these quarterbacks who weren't really that great outside of playing there, but they had great years. Even the Cozy Perry looked good for a couple weeks. Rhett Lashley's a quarterback whisperer. And Timothy Chalamet is right. Jennings will be a Heisman candidate next year, which is going to be cool. Yeah, Clemson get the lucky bounce. They hit that kick and it went in. That kick return, I knew. So when that kick return happened after SMU hit the field goal, the second that kick return got to the 40, I'm like, oh, they're done. Those kids are so defeated. They are so tired. And I knew the second that Clemson field goal went through, I knew any chance of Miami going to the playoff was gone.
Hey, not
But-
bad though. A freshman too, from 50+.
That was impressive. I got to give them that. But also, I hate Clemson. I despise them and everything they stand for. I hope they get mollywopped in the first round. Actually, yeah, first round. Moving on. We're going to Lions, NFL, boys. Lions and Packers.
Rawr.
Awesome game.
It sure was.
Awesome game. Kind of screwed me in fantasy because Josh Jacobs put up almost a 40 burger. And Ross St. Brown didn't do jack. But whatever. I knew I was going to lose in that family league. You ever have a fantasy team, you make the playoffs, but you hate your roster and you cannot wait for the season to be over? You're just kind of just happy. That was me in my family league. I hated my team. Hated it.
What was your team?
This was the one where I had the Jameis starting. I had A-Rich and Stroud as my quarterbacks. I had JT, Aaron Jones, Charbonnet as my running back. I had a decent running back core, but the thing is, I had Brian Robinson. I had Brock Bowers,
Ooh.
Mike Evans, DK Metcalf. I had a great lineup. Problem is, just I didn't have a single Eagle on the roster except for Smitty and the Eagles defense. All my cousins took Eagles on purpose to kind of drive me crazy. One of them didn't. One of them just drafted him straight up just because it was like, oh, AJ Brown, cool. No hate there. But yeah, so I'm just happy that season that league's over with. I'll just throw in $5 for whoever won to get their bottle of whatever they want. I'll call it a day. But back to this game, both teams are great. I think the Packers showed the weakness in the Lions' armor, though. If you can get physical with them and run the football, you can stay in the game with them. Because that Lions defense, looking like Swiss cheese, full of holes. Anybody know what video game that's from? I will give you $1.
Super Mario Bros.
Nope.
All right. Yeah.
Maddie?
What was it? The Swiss cheese remark?
Your defense is like Swiss cheese, full of holes.
Full of holes.
I have the game actually in my hand right now.
Sonic. Close.
NBA Street Volume 2, baby. Nate, I want you to look up this game. It is one. I know you're too young for this. On the OG Xbox, is one of the most fun games of all time.
That was a great game. You just play street ball to 21, and once you hit 21, the freaking rim would explode. Great.
What the heck?
You were probably like 6 months old when it came out.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm not even.
You're
I'm
making
not
us
even
sound like
joking.
boomers. He was like 4 when it probably. He was like 1 or 2 when it came out. All right, moving on. Any thoughts on Lions Packers?
No, I just need not Jared. I just need Jordan Love to figure this out because he's really hurting me in fantasy.
I told people stay away from Jordan Love. I said I don't trust it. I don't trust this offense. I trust Josh Jacobs, but that's about it. Nate, what'd you think on Lions Packers?
Yeah, man. I'm a Raw. I mean, I get it. Lions are full of weapons, but I'm a Raw hasn't really been much of a fantasy go-to player recently. But I'm glad Sam Laporta stepping up. Tim Patrick got 2 touchdowns, pretty good. And for the Packers, yeah, you're 9-4, still in the playoff race, but would have been nice for them to get a win over Detroit and possibly have a run at the division. So, but good game overall for sure. Close game. If this, do we have to talk about the next game though?
Chiefs Chargers, yeah.
It's just not fair, but man, it's not fair, man.
Nate, I hope you realize they are using up all their good graces.
It's not fair, man.
Listen, the imaginary football gods or whatever they are, they're very fickle, but they're also absolute. You know the Chiefs are using up their magic. Okay, I'm telling you right now. And there's about 5 pissed off teams. All have been wronged by the Chiefs in some way, shape, or form, or have never had a shot at them who want a crack at this. Okay, there's 3 coming out of the NFC, and there's 2 coming out of the AFC. There's a lot coming for them.
I hope so.
Can't keep dodging bullets forever. I'm happy Justin Herbert finished the game. Shout out to the Gus Bus for scoring a touchdown. Big Gus Edwards guy over here. So
The run game is
our generation
terrible with
Mike
the Chargers.
Tolbert. I'm totally here for it.
That run game is still bad, though.
I
They are
don't
not the same
understand how
without
are they this
Dobbins.
bad. They were so great with J.K. Dobbins. He's a great running back, but it's like Gus Edwards is a good running back too. He's not bad by any stretch. Dude averaged like 60 yard. I know, listen, but like it's not as big of a gap as you think. But it's, dude, Chiefs, they look sloppy. Chargers, the problem is the Chargers can't score. Everyone packs the box because they have no weapons. Their third best receiver is Jalen Rager.
They had Lad McConkey, but he was out. I think they had him different story.
Lad
I mean,
McConkey
obviously it's
was
what
out.
ifs, but
It goes Lad McConkey, Quentin Johnston, then a
Yeesh.
tie between Palmer and Rager because Palmer only comes out like twice a year. He's
Palmer
the
only comes
he's
out
the
when the guy
Boston
behind
Scott of wide receivers.
yeah.
he comes out when the guy in front of him gets hurt and is out for the game.
And he just drops like 120 yards
Yeah.
and 2 touchdowns and disappears for 6 months. I Harbaugh screwed up. I know he was trying to do this run but here's the problem. The NFL, it's not like college where you can just throw it a bunch of okay receivers. You need guys to get open, to have the defense figure out. So let's pack the box. I'm sorry. No, I'm not shivering in my boots over Quentin Johnston and
Joshua
Jalen
Palmer.
Rager. Now, Lad McConkey's going to be one hell of a slot receiver in this league, but I'm not fearing that passing game. This is very reminiscent of the Eagles back in 2019 when Carson Wentz was throwing to Cam Ward to butts of lawn chairs. Okay, but then but back then they had 2 good tight ends. Chargers don't really even have one.
If the Chargers can get their hands on it's probably not going to happen because their record's pretty good right now. But if they can get their hands on Tetsuo McMillan, the receiver from Arizona,
That's my dude right there. Even I never really could use him that well in Dynasty. So when he graduated, I was like, oh, cool. Now I can actually spread the ball around. He did catch my one and only Hail Mary walk-off winner, though. 60-yard Hail Mary heave, losing to Oregon at home on the road. Jump ball in the back of the end zone, came down with it. I was like,
I know it's too early to talk about draft prospects, but if there's one receiver you all should keep an eye on, it's Nick Nash from San Jose State. He won the Triple Crown. First in receptions, yards, and touchdowns.
for Mountain West.
Yes, sir.
There you go. I do like what is the kid? He was Bo Nix's
Troy
adopted-
Franklin
Not Troy Franklin.
from Den. Oh, I thought you were talking about.
No, Tez Johnson.
Right, Oregon.
He is sensational. I think he's a lot better than Troy Franklin. You know, I'm happy Troy Franklin's kind of found his way into the league. Guy went from being a first-round projected pick to being like a 4th rounder.
Yeah.
One guy who it's almost criminal how they're underusing was Donnie Mitchell, but then again, the Colts offense is abysmal.
Sing it, Matt. This is
This is our Colts. This is our team. we bleed blue.
These
What a
defense
guy.
are bleeding blue. Whew. Whew, this game was a spicy one. You know what the worst part is? We all poo-pooed this as our upset pick, and it actually went through.
Yeah,
We should all,
I didn't think
honestly,
there was any way.
next time that happens, we should all lose a point for that because that was just bad. I felt like those schmucks on NFL Network who all pick against the team and then lose.
I can't believe they won, let alone
Dude, they were.
44.
Well, I'm gonna. They won for 3 reasons. One, the Bills were due. Also, the Bills now have to go on the road to Detroit next week, so I guarantee they were looking at that. By the way, quick hint: that's going to be in the 6-pack this week.
Isn't it just convenient that the Rams put a 44 burger on them and win, and then the Chiefs hit that doink field goal to win the game, but it actually still goes in even though it doinked off the upright. And now, like, the Bills now dropped to what was it, 10-3 now, and the Chiefs are now.
It's
12-1.
okay. Listen, let them play at that stinky, crap, smelly barbecue hole in the middle of nowhere. That's fine. Okay, let them play in that crap hole out in Missouri. Let them do what they got to do. Because here's the thing: you still got to play the game. Still got to play the game.
It's fair.
Also, the Chiefs play Pittsburgh in 2 weeks.
Thank God. They'll stop him.
Let's hope so.
Oh man, imagine they lose to the Rams and they lose to the Lions and they lose to the Steelers.
Yeah. Merry Christmas, MFers.
Nice. Gotta love it. I mean,
No,
there's
wait,
no
no,
way nobody.
No, the Chiefs played the Steelers.
That'll be good.
Oh, same
This
thing.
is
Same
Steelers
So the
gotta win.
Steelers play the Eagles this week, and they play the Chiefs next week.
Oh, you guys play the Chiefs?
No, we play the Steelers this week.
And then the Chiefs next week.
No, the Steelers play the Chiefs next week.
Got it.
The Steelers on back-to-back weeks have Philly and KC.
Ouch.
Oh my God.
Woo.
Jeez,
So George Pickens is already out for this week, by the way, so adjust accordingly. But apparently they're just going to sit. Like I love how my favorite thing I've seen on Steelers TikTok, and probably I stumbled onto that today, was, oh, we got to sit him. It's not an AFC game. Doesn't really matter. Let him sit. I'm like, this is for the Battle of Pennsylvania. Like, it's a loss. Like, we beat your rival. I'm trying to understand the logic. I mean, like, wouldn't you want to play in every big game? Like, I look at the game against the Steelers, the biggest game we have left. I mean, except for that game in the crap pipes RFK Stadium, or where the hell they're playing in now. But
you got the battle of the Pittsburgh pierogies versus the Philly cheesesteaks.
Speaking of which, we'll talk about that in a little bit. I gotta put this back in the fridge. I was gonna drink this, and then I just was like, "Yeah, no, I'm good. I'll save it for dinner." But yes, this game was fun, just fun. A lot of scoring. Puka Nacua was just good with the ball in his hands.
The catch on the sideline.
Oh, sweetness. But the kicker, like the Bills' defense scares me a little bit, man. Sean McVay was able to pick him apart.
Sheesh, yeah. Stafford was.
It looked like that girl you take on a date, but she's a picky eater at a sushi bar, and she's picking out the things out of the roll she don't like. It just looked like a deconstructed sushi roll out there. It was a mess.
Have you had someone like that before?
No, actually, every girl I've gone out with who actually likes sushi, just
fantastic.
One shot.
So I like to see, boss.
I went out with a girl. She literally was one shot in sushi. I was so proud. Just like me, one bite down the hatch. I was like, "That's a lady right there." But yeah. So either way, she was a great girl. She was fun. But yeah, no, that was an awful showing by the Bills defense. That was abysmal. And this is the problem. Why I'm worried, because the Bills, who were supposed to be able to stop teams, couldn't stop the Rams. What do you think Patty and Travis and Xavier are going to do to them if they get in that secondary? So it's a little scary, but
yeah.
Any other thoughts?
No, I mean, when you got a coach like McVay that's really good with film and things like that, I mean, I'm not picking them apart. I love to see it. I hope and pray that other teams follow suit, and if I find out their weaknesses and pick them apart, I don't want anybody in my division to have happiness.
There was actually a big news today in the NFL. The Browns released a notable player.
Oh God,
who?
Kadarius Toney.
My favorite thing of all time is still how Giants fans told me that he was going to be better than Devontae Smith.
Who said that?
A former person on the show, Samir. Also a couple of my former coworkers. It's like, dude, y'all are idiots, man.
He might be the Russell. Why can't I think of his name? Jamarcus Russell. He might be the Jamarcus Muscle of wide receivers.
Jamarcus Muscle, I love it.
He wasn't, he wasn't first overall, but he was first rounder. He was projected first rounder, and he
20. He was picked 20th overall. I remember.
Yeah,
terrible.
So speaking of disappointments, Falcons. Kirk Cousins is now gone. 4 games with 8 interceptions, 0 touchdown passes.
Damn. Darnell Mooney fantasy managers be like.
Because they didn't start him, even though he had 110 damn yards in the first half.
Oh, I started him. I don't know if I want to start him this week.
Him and Juwan Johnson. I was like, what the hell?
You started Juwan Johnson?
I didn't start Juwan Johnson.
Oh, I was going to say, wow, you're smart. Sheesh.
No, I'm not. That's why I lost.
Oh.
I'm honestly debating about benching Mooney this week because Jerry Jeudy has been on fire. But I also have Njoku, and they're going against the Chiefs. I don't know if I want to start too many people against the Chiefs.
All right, but
yeah,
Atlanta Falcons, boys.
Yeah, he's got to go.
Is it time for the Michael Penix project? I'm going to say yes. Listen, this isn't yips. This is he's fried. This is Kirk is fried. The offense isn't responding to him. They've now lost the division lead, which they had by like 4 games after like the night of 1,000 injuries on Monday Night Football a few weeks ago, where like 8 different Buccaneers got hurt. Now the Bucs now have possession of first. And you know who's the closest team to them right now? The Panthers. The Panthers are now starting to get on their tail if they keep losing. The 3-win Panthers are actually more scary to me than the Falcons. And the Falcons beat us.
You know what I want for Christmas?
What?
You know what I want for Christmas?
What do you want for Christmas?
Wait, what? Matt, what?
What is that? All I want for Christmas is my 2 front teeth.
It's a song about a hockey player. I love it.
I want the Panthers to make the playoffs. They have a chance.
That's not gonna happen.
They don't have a chance.
They do. 0.1% chance. We can go to it later. But we can go.
They would need the Bucs and the Falcons to lose out.
Yes.
Well, we know the Saints are going to lose out because Derek Carr's hand's busted. So
that's right.
Dude, the Saints. Do you remember how people were? There were a couple people saying like the Saints could be like the best team in football back in September.
They when they won 2 games and
they were like blowing teams out, and then they go into they take on Philly. Saquon goes off, and then it starts to spiral a little bit. And everyone's like, "What's happening?"
That was an ugly game, by the way.
That was a nasty game.
Ew. But
all right,
yeah.
So thoughts, boys? Time for Kirk to go. Time for the Penix project to kick in.
I think so. I don't see what can. I mean, they're what 6 and 7 right now.
6 and 7. They're basically landslide. Who does Atlanta have next, Nate?
The Falcons on their schedule have the following. They have the Raiders, the Giants.
Giants get a win?
No. The Commanders and the Panthers to finish the season.
Wow, that's a really bad. You know what the worst part is? I can see them going 500 in that stretch. But if you talked to me 4 weeks ago, I said they would probably go undefeated and have like the easiest back in the schedule. But I don't know anymore.
I think I think you put Cousins in there. I think if you can't beat the Raiders, then yeah. But
so I will now give you boys a minute or two to talk about your team's performances this weekend. If you'd like, you can deny this. You can say no, I'm good, because then I'm going to talk about what was actually the title part of today on this show, which will also involves my team. But I want to give you guys equal opportunity to say your piece. So Matt, Nate, do you guys want to take a crack at this?
Matt can go first.
Come on, New York football.
It's funny because I don't care what anybody says about it. This team was at the time the team was 3-9. You're not going to the playoffs. You're going to go 8-9. You're not making the playoffs.
Yeah.
Improve that draft stock. I don't want to see none of these BS overtime wins. You know what to do, Jets. Figure out a way to lose in the end like you have been doing the entire season. Sorry, not sorry. I don't care if anybody says about it. But it's funny because it was happening and we were winning, and I was like, oh my God, we might win. Then all of a sudden the fan of me is like, yes, let's win. Forget it. Forget everything I said. And then we lose in overtime in the first drive. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. But I don't know. I think right now all this is a showcase for Aaron Rodgers to hopefully have a really good statistical last 4 or 5 games of the season, just to show the Jets that he still has it, and then maybe they bring him back. I'm not saying I want that. I'm saying that's really the only thing you can do on this outlook at this team right now. But yeah, other than that, pretty much what I expected, which was the Jets to find a way to lose the game for themselves.
All right, Nate.
Hi there.
Howdy, partner.
So before Sunday, we didn't have an interception since week 1. We got our first pick since week 1 on Sunday.
Yeah. Woo!
No. I'm not done. The player that picked it off, his name is Trey Hawkins. 1 day later, out for the season. Yeah, that's my team for you.
Coincidence? I don't know.
I think not. And we lost on a blocked field goal. Crazy. And the crowd looks half full. I cannot wait till the season to end, which is sad. Really sad. But at least Tyrone Tracy looks good, and Malik Neighbors is pissed. So it's cool to be a Giants fan.
He did warn us during the offseason Hard Knocks. He doesn't take losing lightly.
Well, he's gonna have to get used to it for the next 4 games.
So you guys get Shedeur Sanders.
He just needs to wait till we get a quarterback and linemen and defensive players and possibly better
New ownership
coordinators.
group, better GM.
It's just like he's not gonna
I'm not
sell,
going to blame
man.
Brian Dable. Despite
Thank
the
you.
public opinion,
This is why
it is not that stumpy little weirdo's fault. He actually is a good offensive
Stumpy.
coach.
He is skinny, sir. He has lost
He's
weight.
still short.
Yes, but
Hey,
he is my
listen.
short coach.
Listen, I don't care if Captain Ozempic is short or not. He's short. Here's the thing. It's not his fault. Joe Shane is a moron. He's an egotistical moron. Hard Knocks proved it. The Maras are very nice people, but they also have lost touch. They are turning into the Davises.
Ew. Or
Just-
screwed.
and the Joneses. Relax. Be like Jeff Lurie. Only step in when things are going to shit. If they're not, leave it alone. You know why the Eagles are good? You know why the Patriots are good? You know why all of these teams, the Hunts are good? And the Chiefs, the Steelers, you know why? Their owners know one thing. Keep your hands off until things go sideways, then start choking people.
We're never going to be good till I'm 40, man.
Here's the thing. So my favorite example. Kraft stepped in, got rid of Belichick. You know he was washed. Chip Kelly and Doug Peterson both had bad seasons. The locker room was gone. Jeffrey Lurie stepped in and goes, Howie, fix this. Do we have one of the greatest general managers of all time? Yes. But does it also help he picks good head coaches? Yes. The only head coach he missed on was Chip Kelly, who cost him his job for 2 years. It's a whole different. If you ever want to listen to a great interview, go listen to the 25 and 10 podcast of Sean Jackson and LaShawn McCoy. That episode is so funny when they talk about Chip Kelly. You have Jason Peters call in, who, by the way, Jason Peters is just an intimidating sounding dude over the phone. But they say it was a lot of Chip Kelly bashing, which is me as somebody who despised Chip Kelly.
Yeah, I watched the episode. It can confirm everything Jared is saying.
I think I told you. Did I text you to watch that shit?
I watched it on my lunch break in my car when I was covering a job one time. It was a great episode to watch. Like, I'm not even obviously an Eagles fan, but it's just pure entertainment.
Yeah, I loved it. By the way, boys, also the Diamondbacks are out of my shit house. I will wear Diamondbacks gear again.
Oh,
They've served their sentence. 2 months of me cursing their existence. It's time to go jump off the metaphorical bridge that they threw me off of after choking away a playoff lead. It's okay.
is anyone in your doghouse right now? Or crap house?
Miami's defensive coordinator. That's about it. I don't blame the kids. I don't blame the team itself. I don't blame Mario. Should have Mario gone for it on 4th down in the red zone? Yeah. Were we going to stop him? No. So it's like kind of like the problem is covering football for so long. I do have somebody in my doghouse. I'm going to talk about them in about 30 seconds, but it's adjacent to my team. I'm a realist, unfortunately, when it comes to football. I'm an optimist, but I'm also realistic. I know that Hurricanes defense ain't stopping anybody. You go in against, you got to play, maybe beat Indiana. They might even beat SMU. But they got to take on Cam Scatteraboo, who's a physical runner, or Ashton Genty, or they have to go play Ohio State. Oh, they're going to get smoked. This team, if the healthy Miami team that came out against Florida played every game this year, they would be undefeated. Number 2 team in the country behind Oregon. Probably steamroll Clemson or SMU in the title game. Those injuries in the secondary killed their season. Listen, all credit due to OJ Federic, Mish Powell, Davis when he was on the field, but dude, they could not stop anybody in the last couple games. So there you go. Now to my team. The team in my doghouse for the 80,000th time since I turned 20 when I discovered this cesspool of media is the Philadelphia and National Football Media reacting to AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts being pissed about the passing numbers. Are they down? Yes. Are they not great? Yes. Are they still top 5 in passing yards? Even though they're old? No, top 6, I thought. They're up there, Nate. They're up there. It's like there's something Eagles are up
In
there.
passing numbers, sir?
There's a passing number they're very high in. It was the weirdest stat I've ever seen.
I'll
They're
take a
not
look.
even.
I got
yeah,
you.
Yeah. I thought it was passing. It might be. It's something to do with yardage. I don't know if it's yards per throw or whatever, but they're up there. Anyway, first of all, I guarantee by today, Kellen Moore, AJ, and Jalen have sat down in a room and have worked this stuff out. Give me the over for AJ Brown's touchdowns. I'm calling for at least 2 against Pittsburgh. He dominates them anyway. 2. He, I think, actually owns Minkah Fitzpatrick's house. He lets him live there. 2. To the Philadelphia media and the national media making this, AJ Brown's a diva again. The Eagles are in trouble. I'm like, we're 11-2. Our defense played pretty well. Listen, Bryce Young played out of his mind on Sunday. That Panthers team starts the season. They're a wild card team. They might be winning the NFC South. That team is dangerous. That's next year's NFC South winner right there.
Mm-hmm.
The Gamecocks are winning the SEC next year, and the damn Panthers are winning the NFC South. You heard it here first. I'm putting that parlay in today, actually.
Yep.
I'm telling you, the second it becomes available, I'm putting it in. I'm telling you right now, though, Philadelphia is due for a bad game and a heat check game. That was a heat check game. Because they should have kicked their ass. They should have scored a bunch of points, but they didn't. You know why they didn't? Because they know what's next week. The last hard game on their schedule before the playoffs. I mean, I consider Washington 1-2, so 2 hard games back to back. And then you get the retirement run. Giants and Cowboys.
Yay.
Hey, listen, we'll probably be sitting our starters. Congratulations on the free win, Nate.
No.
Come on. I want to see Drew Lock versus Kenny Pickett.
I'd rather see Tim Boyle, but we released him, so.
Oh, man.
Sad.
Yeah, so to the Philadelphia media and the pessimistic Eagles fans, you know who you are. Relax. Enough. Jalen is AJ's kid's godfather. The two of them have been best friends since college. You know how many times I argue with my best friend per week? Especially when we worked together. So I can kind of attest to this. It may not high pressure is the NFL, but I worked with my best friend for over 2.5 years. You know what happens? You fight. Some of the things I've said to him, I can't say on camera, and he's probably wanted to punch me. Same in reverse. Here's the deal, guys. This is just human emotion. Okay? If I am one of the top paid receivers in the NFL, and haven't gotten over 10 catches since week 1, I'd be ticked too. But do I understand why? Yes. Is Jalen not trying to overdo it on his minimum passes? Yes. I guarantee they find a little better of a balance with running and passing. The efficiency goes up. I think it's just they're trying to press on their limited passes, and I think that's the issue. So there's no beef in Philly. That's why Brandon Graham, I knew the second he said that, I was like, bro, you were going to get an earful from Jalen, from Nick, and from Howie. I think Brandon was probably just like missing being in the locker room.
When I say that, there's a lot of ways to interpret like beef. Like, I don't think there's beef going on in the sense of like they are like at each other's throats and they're like not speaking to each other and they're like, cursing each other out.
A certain Eagles fan who we're not going to talk about says this is T.O. McNabb 2.0. I'm like, dude, the sky is not falling.
Yeah, I think what this is I just think there's just an annoyance or just like there's just obviously AJ Brown is a top receiver and wants the ball as much as he can get the ball. And the fact that he's not getting it as much as he wants, he's going to be upset. That's pretty much what's happening.
First quarter and the first quarter efficiency now, I think this is an offense coordinator issue. Because that's scripted stuff. The first quarter is all scripted basically for plays. How do you not have good plays? I don't get it. But
yeah, but I think what it is, like you said, I think they just got to sit down and talk things out. But at the end of the day, like I get you're upset, like you're not getting the ball, your stats maybe aren't looking as good as you want it to be, but you guys are winning games. Saquon Barkley is just having a MVP running back type season. Like, I mean, it's kind of
We
like
also
when
can't lean on him too.
it's kind of like when the Jets at that one point in time were like 7-2 or 7-3, and Elijah Moore was like requesting a trade because he didn't get the ball. I'm like, dude, I don't care what we're 7 and whatever right now.
When the hell was it? Was that 2 years ago?
It was 2022. It was when we went 7-10, but we started the year off like 7-3.
Who's the quarterback? Mike White?
No, it was Zach Wilson.
Ooh.
What happened was he started the year off hurt, and we had Joe Flacco, and Joe Flacco went like 2-1. And then Zach Wilson came in, and we went on a little run. But Elijah Moore was requesting a trade. We were 5-2. We just beat Denver. We were 6-2 or whatever it was. I don't know. And he requested a trade because he was upset with his usage. This is not like AJ Brown's doing that, but I'm saying, like, if you're in a situation where your team is flourishing like the Eagles are, you are winning games, you're on track to get that division, favorites to potentially go back to the Super Bowl. Like, I am not going to complain because I may not be getting a little more targets. I mean, it's easy to say I'm not a football player, but team's doing amazing.
That opinion.
Yeah.
They expect better of themselves. That's why they're saying this. I guarantee, because of the way those two are wired, I think this weekend we're going to see the same happy goal. I also think that game was frustrating because they thought they should have kicked the snot out of Carolina, but Carolina was ready to play. So Pittsburgh's going to be interesting. But that I just want to put that one to bed because I had to see this in our group chat. And listen, I'm not a skies falling person to begin with, but I'm like reading what like some of these very pessimistic Eagles fans are writing on social media and in group chats. I'm like, y'all gotta relax. There was a lot worse stuff going on in 2022 and in 2019 and 2020. Okay, like this is not that. I promise you, this is a lot different. This is two super competitive humans wanting to do better, and this is maybe a little excessive play calling leaning on the running game. Also, you wonder why maybe Saquon couldn't get in the end zone or bust a long run off last week? Maybe because they were packing the box at the end of the game because we weren't passing it enough. I think Kellen Moore's biggest problem is he either leans too much on one thing or the other. I think there needs to be balance struck, but I think this is also first-year quarterback, first-year problems. Second year when Hurts had Shane Steichen, great. Brian Johnson, just we're not going to talk about that. But I think Kellen Moore will adjust better. I think they're going to go into this game. He's going to study their tape against the Steelers in 2022. They have a lot of the same returning defense starters. In Pittsburgh, I think we're going to see a very different play calling game. So I think everyone needs to relax. Now, if they're shoving each other on the sideline and the Eagles are losing, yes, then be worried. Then be terrified.
So you expect Hurts to throw for over 230?
I would say I expect Hurts to throw at least 2 to 3 touchdown passes.
But not yards.
I never bet on yards.
Okay.
I never bet on yards because, dude, he
No,
could just turn. Like literally, it's such a subjective thing. Like, but I expect AJ's going to get the ball more. I do. I expect Spinney's going to get the ball more. I do expect a little more balance next week. I also think the Eagles' defense is going to get ripped apart by Vic Fangio because of how bad they played on some of those drives. They'll be fine. Also, they get Reed Blankenship back this week, who I think is a very key to that defense.
Yes, the two
exciting weights.
Yeah. Cooper DeJean is
my cousins
safety.
My cousins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just wait till we have like Colin Helm's not really. Oh, he is kind of Asian, but he's mostly light skinned, so I can't really say him. Dang, there has to be an Asian NFL player that's like actually good, not a kicker. Has to be like a quarterback or something one day. One day, man.
Young Wei Koo is the boy.
Well, you did have Patrick Chung until he got busted with like what was it, cocaine or something?
Fudge. Yeah, you're right. Dang
Patrick Chung, one-time Philadelphia Eagle, very bad. It goes back to New England at the trade deadline. Very good. Shocker.
Do we have time?
I'm sorry, go.
I was going to ask you guys both a question. I think Belichick's possibly heading to UNC. Thoughts on that by chance?
Very fluid conversation is the word right now.
Oh, okay. Is that a good idea, though, that he might go there?
I like it. I mean, I don't like it as a Hurricanes fan because it scares the daylights out of me. But
I think he's going to be dangerous in college. I
Oh,
think
I think-
maybe he's. I think
I
maybe
think he's gonna cheat on his girlfriend.
I think maybe he's done with the NFL in this sense. Like maybe this is just his way to get back in the NFL, but I think he's going to be a dangerous threat in college.
Yeah, I think he was kind of banking Sirianni. Somebody like Sirianni was going to lose his job, but then since Nick shaved his head and I shaved my head, Eagles are 8-0 or 9-0. 9-0.
I feel like there's 3 teams that he was probably interested in. It was probably going to be like Philly, Dallas, and the Giants. And I think
I thought Dallas, but apparently they want to stick with. They want.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but it's also Bill Belichick. I'm sure he has like 1,000 other inside sources compared to us. So I'm sure he probably has gotten the general consensus around the league is that they're not.
Nick ain't leaving. Dable ain't leaving.
Yeah, so he's probably like, let me go to UNC for a little bit.
Yeah, he's like, listen, Matt Brown had a great second career there.
How do you think he's going to recruit kids?
I'm the greatest defensive coach in the NFL history. I make even the worst players terrible. There you go.
He's literally going to be like, listen, I am probably the greatest head coach that the NFL might have seen, winning success-wise, all of that. If you want to come work for a legend, come.
You want to get drafted? I know how to get you drafted.
I don't think it's going to take much. I think he's going to say,
I will if I'm on Bill Belichick's staff, I'd be like, see that guy over there? Yeah, 6 Super Bowls, 2 as an assistant coach.
Got it.
Yeah, 8 Super Bowls in total.
Multiple Hall of Famers on both sides of the ball went through his team.
Yeah. Add-on question: if you guys could pick a coaching position, would you be head coach or OC or DC?
I would love to be an OC, but OC.
Okay.
Honestly, I would love to be a head coach in college, but not on the NFL.
I think I'd be a defensive coordinator. I just feel like my niche is just like trying to just like slow people down or stop them.
I would get in trouble as a DC. I'd be like Jim Johnson out there sending 6 guys in the box every damn time. Like, if you ain't blitzing, you ain't trying.
Blitz, blam it, blitz.
You're not but tired, baby.
We blitz all night from the
dude. I literally said that. I put that audio on while I was playing against the hardest team in my dynasty, and just did nothing but cover 0 blitz for an entire quarter. Racked up 6 sacks and was Nate. I'm gonna text you I'll read it off the stat line. So I played in our dynasty. I played last night at Toledo, and in the first half they picked me off 3 times. My quarterback that I have is he's like the closest to the Cam Ward that's not Cam Ward. Very similar play type. So what I did to this guy was this team was a little unholy. So final score was 88-12.
On what fudging difficulty, boss?
I think whatever the standard is or whatever is above it.
Holy macaroni.
Did you go simulate? Did you go arcade?
So here's my stat line. 20 points in the first quarter, shutout in the second, 19 in the third. In the fourth quarter, I had 49 points.
I feel like you're the type, and not to get off topic, because obviously that's impressive, boss. I feel like you're the type that after Miami lost to Syracuse, you went on the game and played Syracuse. And
no,
sorry,
I actually didn't even pick up NCAA. I played my dynasty. I couldn't look at Miami for a day. I think I played. No, actually, no, I played Road to Glory as one of my Miami guys. I was just like, fuck it.
What are you? A quarterback?
I have a quarterback, a running back, and a wide receiver.
Holy.
I have a speed back. I have 2 running backs. I have a power back that I haven't touched in September. I have a speed back who's in his 3rd year on his 3rd different team because I wanted to throw Kirby Smart through a wall in that game. I have a wide receiver on Miami and a quarterback on Miami, and they're both really fun. The power backs on Tennessee, which was honestly kind of cool because those black at Tennessee uniforms are slick. So here's my final stat line. 9 total turnovers forced, 7 INTs, 3 defensive touchdowns, 10+ sacks.
Jesus.
Like I said, on what difficulty, I have no clue.
My defensive tackle had 2 interceptions in a pick 6.
How long are the quarters?
5 minutes.
What?
This arcade's got to be arcade. The last time I had stats like that, I played a full season of Madden on arcade mode, and I had.
You also got to realize, me and my boys, we play like Madden leagues for 28 seasons. Like,
I had like 80.
I get surgical with defense because I take it way too seriously. I've run a lot of. Also, by the way, the game doesn't know how to adjust to overwhelming blitzes if they can't get the ball out quick. And if you're really good at user picking, if you all out blitz, you're going to just ramp up picks.
Oh, we got to do a corner booth 3 against 3 online against
Well,
other people, man.
yeah, I can play you guys online because it's cross-platform.
Yeah, but you have Ultimate Team?
I hate Ultimate Team.
I know, but you got to hear me out. If you
Yeah,
have a decent
I
squad,
build
we
my
can have
roster up because I
fun.
get all the free cards, but I'll never use it. I just like getting all the free cards. And I like, ooh, look at my cool trading card deck. This is cool. And that's all I care about. Because to me, press L trigger 3 times. You pick one of 3 teams. You go line up. You play. If you want to use your custom playbook, great. If you don't, I don't care. My custom playbook is a hybrid of Charlotte's, Miami's, and Georgia's.
What the fudge? Whoa. What? You mix all 3 into one? Damn,
Yeah.
you're creative, boss.
Well,
Sheesh.
because I like to put my play system is simple. Power run, aggressive passing, like vertical throws, crossing routes, a lot of if you can score in 2 plays, great. I also love using the 5 wide receiver set because it negates all the stupid little AI crap they put in the game. So you ever notice that you can't throw balls across safeties because they'll pick it off every time? Yeah. So here's how you beat that. You go with a 5 wide. You make the safety make the decision. And
yeah. Make them think, right, boss?
Also,
make them think.
By the way, hot routes are your best friend.
Oh, yeah.
So if I got a double slant on one side, I run a go as my other slot receiver. It takes the safety out of the pocket. I at least have a 20-yard throw every time.
Damn right.
It's quarterbacking 101. You make the safety, make the wrong move. Yeah. And especially since it's a computer, or even better if it's a human, they're never going to pick the right coverage.
Because they got to choose, right? They got to choose.
Exactly. If you got them 5 wide, they can't send 6 or 7 blitzers. If they do, somebody's going to be open quickly. So
damn right.
Art of War, baby. Put it where one of your ancestors.
Hey, we beat the U.S. when it mattered, so. Scoreboard! Like the Family Guy episode. Scoreboard!
For those of you wondering where those jokes came from, Nate makes at least one joke about him being Asian per day and has given us permission to make jokes back.
Damn right. As we should.
He is a hibachi chef to Halloween.
Oh, heck yeah. Oh, man, I returned it, though. Darn it. It's okay. Dude, next year, I'm gonna come in like a full emperor suit.
Oh my god.
My fault, Matt. Go ahead. My fault, Matt.
Dude, no, Nate, you should just show up to our Super Bowl show in a red hat.
Ooh, yeah.
No, I thought I might have.
No warning to our guests. Just pop on the screen with the hat on, and I'm gonna probably lose it, but I guarantee it's just gonna be very funny.
I should.
It's okay. By the way, the Polish jokes will come out, and I will do something very white. I'm not very I cook too well to have the white stereotypes. I don't put raisins in my potato salad.
Nice, good. Don't do that.
Yeah, I put hot sauce and Cajun seasoning in it.
That's some real stuff right there.
If it ain't burning, you ain't learning.
And tell that to the rest of the community.
I thought there was gonna be another joke there somewhere about your ancestral homeland. I was like, no, Nate, no, bad.
No, bad joke. Nah.
No, there are certain lines you do not cross. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you stopping by. We hope you had a great time listening to our show. Obviously, all of our jokes are in good fun and good faith, and they're all approved by the 3 of us before they're made. We hope you stop by for Thursday for Korner Booth pregame. I believe Chris will be back for that one. You get his full attention. And we will see you guys on Thursday. Shout out to our sponsors, Righteous Felon, SeatGeek, and Candidates. Go check them out. All of our promo codes are on our show links as well as our social medias. Follow us all everything Korner Booth Pod. And of course, check out Nate's newest episode, 3rd and 10, just dropped this afternoon. Him and Brian are reacting to all things New York sports, including Brian looking very giddy in a Mets hat. I can only assume what he's talking about.
He was so ecstatic. I would not.
It's okay.
A lot of support on that.
I had a very grumpy Yankees fan basically try to put a hex on Juan Soto today. So I was like, one of my coworkers, but or not my coworkers, one of my buddy's brother who needed help moving something today. you know, I gotta stop saying it. Okay, I'm not in play right now. But you know, he one of my buddy's brothers, I ran into him at his house and he goes, "Yo, Juan Soto." I'm like, he can't field and he's not a good base runner. He goes, "I hope he does this to his ankle." I'm like, wow, okay, yikes.
Yeesh.
I don't even wish that on like Shohei or Mookie Betts. I'm like, I want the healthiest team and then beat them. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that about wraps up Korner Podcast. We'll see you guys Thursday. Peace.